Welcome to Wednesday. I hope the week is treating you well so far. Baby is rocking and rolling, but still won't let anyone feel him externally, which is both frustrating and funny. As usual, if you like this content, please engage with it by liking the video or leaving a comment. We're inching closer to 5,000 subscribers, and I'm so excited. Thank you for your continued support. So a bunch of little things happened this week in the royal world. No one event is really big enough to do its own video, so I thought I would do a little week in review. Now, I work weekends, so my work week goes from Saturdays to Tuesdays, so Wednesdays are kind of my Saturdays. So if the midweek thing kind of throws you off, that's why. Also, I cannot believe it's mid-March. Time is not real. Anyway, Wednesday of last week, the internet was still reeling from Prince William's comments about Ukraine. My favorite aspect of this personally was how revealing it was, since his comments, which many would consider both ignorant and R-word, didn't really reveal a worldview that is surprising. William has been increasingly right-wing if you've been paying attention, but in the days following the comments, part of which were recorded, you could clearly see the invisible contract at work for the future heir. It's still my opinion that Richard Palmer, the royal reporter in the room, heard what he heard, and he didn't expect a backlash from the article because he saw nothing wrong with what he heard William say. He also subscribes to the same worldview. It was also around this time that the rumor neither William nor Kate would be attending this year's Bafta Awards was confirmed. I don't know if they just got tired of awkwardly walking into a silent auditorium or what. Others proposed they were afraid of what the host, Rebel Wilson, would say while they were in the audience. They didn't want a repeat of their stony faces from previous years. Who knows? Of course, the royal family tried to distract from the ongoing William debacle by releasing an article about how Kate will never forget how Meghan treated her during the Oprah interview, which it's hilarious. Once again, it reinforces that invisible contract. Negative Cambridge news must be met with Sussex references. 2, it didn't work. And 3, Meghan treated Kate with kindness during the interview, which, in my opinion, Kate didn't really deserve. Note the difference in how Kate treated Meghan and how Meghan speaks about Kate. I also think it's important to point out that increasingly, even people who maybe don't pay a whole lot of attention to the royal sphere are pointing out that pattern, that every single time a negative royal family story gets attention, the tabloid press releases Sussex hit pieces. The invisible contract is increasingly visible. A woman named Beth Pratt tweeted that she had met Harry and Meghan. She tweeted a nice little paragraph, but unfortunately committed the cardinal sin. She compared Harry favorably to his mother, something that makes royalists literally lose their minds. Of course, she was met with the army of single-purpose hate accounts that are constantly searching for Harry and Meghan mentions, and originally deleted the tweet, but then reposted it, which, good for you, Beth. Unfortunately, this person is not the first, nor will she be the last to face the onslaught of hate that gets thrown your way, even when tweeting vaguely positive things about the Sussexes. I find it important to mention that these single-purpose hate accounts and trolls are identifiable. They could be weeded out by social media platforms. It's a choice not to do that. The start of spring always coincides with the will or won't they come stories about the Sussexes, since we start an onslaught of big royal engagements. 2022 is especially heavy since Philip's second service is on the table and there is a jubilee this year. I'm going to talk about Philip's service in a minute, but I want to point out the stories about Harry not coming and the news that the Queen was not attending the Commonwealth Day service were basically released at the same time. And as one of my favorite Twitter accounts pointed out, the latter is the real news here. The Queen is increasingly withdrawn from public events, and the Sussexes are being used to draw eyes away from that fact. So, of course, Harry confirmed he's not coming back for Philip's hour-long memorial service, which is being held a year after his death. I feel the need to point out again that this is not his funeral, and it has long been rumored that Harry would not return for this event. Of course, the girls are mad. The security situation has not been settled, and again, just to be frank, this Thanksgiving memorial whatever service is a photo op. The album, the Abbey will be packed. Whenever these Sussex attendant stories come out, I always feel the need to discuss the financial aspect. Despite best efforts, other members of the royal family do not sell as well, as evidenced by the fact that the tabloids will put Harry or Meghan on the cover of any story, even if it is loosely related to them. Harry not attending the service hurts their wallets, and it's stupid to pretend that fact doesn't color their commentary. And of course, there is a question on whether or not the Queen herself will attend the service, which really is the news here. Archwell has joined the People's Vaccine Alliance, which has a mission to get tests and vaccines to people all over the world, with the idea that until this pandemic is over for everyone, it's not over for any of us. Archwell seems to be doing a lot of work behind the scenes, and again, it's amazing the lack of leaks and photos when Harry and Meghan are in charge of their own persons. So, BuzzFeed published an article that shows proof Samantha Markle is both a troll herself and colludes with other larger single-purpose hate accounts to go after her sister. I know this was a big thing on Twitter, but I think for most of us who have been here for a while, we knew this. I mean, it's great to see proof, and I hope the BuzzFeed article reaches people that Twitter doesn't, but I mean, the Markles seem to be colluding with basically anyone who will give them money and or attention to attack Meghan, even when they can't keep their own stories straight. The biggest news will be when we finally get better evidence that Kensington Palace was colluding with Tom or Samantha or both. That will be a fun day. Harry did a cute, goofy video to promote the Invictus Games next month, and of course, much like comparing Harry favorably to his mother, mentioning his goofy, relatable side is also a cardinal sin among royalists. In my opinion, mostly because those are qualities a certain future heir lacks. It was goofy and unproblematic, but of course the UK media had a mini meltdown. Oh well. Simon Rex has a new movie out that is apparently really good, and I plan to watch it when it comes on streaming, but as part of the press tour, it was again brought up that he refused a $70,000 offer to lie and say he had slept with Meghan Markle when they were co-stars. He has now added the detail that she sent him a thank you note for refusing what was basically a bribe. Rex is not the only person who has come forward to say that the tabloids either wanted them to lie or wanted to make sure they were going to say negative things about Meghan Markle before taking a statement or having them appear on video. I also want to say here that the handful we know about means there are many more who took the money or who refused and remained silent. If there were or was any question that there was a coordinated attempt to smear Meghan Markle by the UK press, this should answer that question. Okay, that turned out to be a lot. Thank you for sticking with me, and I'm hoping to record a tea time tomorrow. As always, no promises. I hope you have a great